Okay, so another letter sent in. Let's go. Message, letter, same thing. Anyway, I don't really know how to explain this properly, but work has changed massively since more people started working from home, and I feel like I'm drowning trying to manage it all. First, I'll just say straight away, I reckon so many will probably be feeling like that. Workers, managers, everyone all over, and just not talking about it properly. So I manage a whole team and I'm stuck in the middle between staff needing more support and my manager pushing my targets constantly. Some staff are struggling mentally, some are distracted at home, some need flexibility, and others are frustrated. Things have changed, haven't they? Frustrated because they feel like they're picking up the slack. I get that. At the same time, the company still expects the same levels for myself, like my deadlines and results, regardless of what's going on behind the scenes. So now I feel like I'm constantly just on all day. I get messages all day, emails at night. I'm always fixing problems or trying to keep everyone motivated, but I'm also stressed out myself. Then I feel guilty if my targets aren't met because of all this, but also guilty if the staff are also overwhelmed. Stop putting so much on yourself. You're taking on everybody else's there. Anyway, see, next line it says, I'm exhausted mentally and I feel like I can never switch off properly anymore. I'm not surprised. Where was it up to? Properly anymore. I don't even know if I'm handling it badly or this is just what modern management is like now. You're not handling it badly. You can't be handling it too badly, because you've sent this in to try and get some support with it. So there's your first step. And to be fair, it's even for me, I think it's been a learning curve. I mean, I'm myself now in this business, but I used to run businesses before lockdown when everything was like face to face. You know, everyone was together and everybody was visible. And even before lockdown, you could see a starting shift there. Then lockdown happened and basically we were just all left to, figure it out yourselves. Then came the working from home and the hybrid working, more conversations and acknowledgement around mental health, neurodiversity, people's needs and flexibility, their burnout, as well as your own understanding all that about other people. And yeah, I suppose managers have been lost somewhere in the middle then, haven't they? Because they've got all the responsibility of this from both sides while having their own and trying to hold it all together and still hit all these targets. So when you say you feel like you're drowning, totally get it, because you're not just managing work, are you? You're managing everybody's home environments, everybody's personalities, everyone's motivation and their emotions and all the conflicts, plus your deadlines and your performance of yourself and everything. So all this together, psychologically, that is exhausting. Your nervous system just won't be switching off whatsoever. Like years ago, it used to be, didn't it? Go to work, leave, go home, hobbies, family, whatever, but it was you time. But now work can follow us much more easily, can't it? Your phones, your laptops, emails, team messages, WhatsApp, TikTok. So your brain is never getting that fully switch off moment to recover. And then you say like you feel guilty. For a start, don't. Even just sending this messaging, you're obviously trying, you want to help and you want to do well, so you can just stop feeling guilty. Because not only are you emotional yourself and stressed and everything else yourself, you're holding the employees, your managers, you're holding all three sets of that. That's a lot. And I don't think it's just you trying to figure this out. I reckon most of society is probably trying to figure all this out while we're learning about all these differences in people and the support that's needed, which is amazing. It's fantastic that it's now more acknowledged. I have ADHD myself. But I think what workplaces are probably trying to figure out as well is themselves, like having the knowledge of what is burnout, what is overwhelm, what is a genuine struggle for people, and who is taking the mick and everybody else is trying to pick up the slack and who isn't. And what are the realistic expectations that should be put on you to do that, really? I mean, Are you a psychologist? Are you meant to know all these things? Are we taught it at school when we're younger? No, I mean, look, we're only just coming out with now all this research and acknowledgement and understanding of what some of these things are now. So how are we supposed to have everybody in the world already know it? So honestly, it really doesn't sound like you're handling things badly. I think you're doing really well, still going. And it sounds like you've been doing this a while. So give yourself more credit. You're saying things like the changing world and is this what modern management is like now? That gives me an inkling that you've been doing this a while to see what that change has been like. So you're obviously doing a good job. Keep that in mind. So psychologically, it sounds like your body and your brain are overloaded from all this and this pressure and responsibility. So some things that you can put in place are creating boundaries. You need boundaries. Work mode, home mode, switch off. Nobody is expected to answer 24/7, okay? Put it on do not disturb. Reduce the channels of communication when it comes to work. Some things are personal. I mean, it depends on what your job is. I don't know what your job is, but if you don't need WhatsApp for your job, you don't need it for your employees. You don't need it for them. You know, they can contact you through email. Cut down. Put some boundaries in, okay? Then prioritise. You need to prioritise what is more important. And first off, that's you for a start, because if you don't function properly, nothing else will. So prioritise and delegate. People are in that job because you think they can do it. So delegate some off to them. You don't have to take absolutely everything on. Talk to management if necessary to get somebody in to work out what they, like an occupational therapist or something. Get them to come in and do something like that. So, and this is why sessions can massively help sometimes, because, I mean, I'm giving you general support there, like get them boundaries in place and stuff, and that will help to a certain degree. But if we was doing a session, I'd be asking things like, what is your manager like? Would you be able to have a comfortable conversation with them and talk through this, or do we need to find a different strategy? Because no matter what, you should always be able to go to your manager. So do you feel comfortable speaking to them honestly, or do we need to go in depth there a bit? What is your job? What are the real expectations? Are you taking too much on? And then we'd maybe talk about what emotion is draining you the most and work through them one at a time, so that you've got that little, release and recovery each time to go on to the next one. And like I say, are you actually carrying responsibility that isn't even yours? So we'd break things down properly, and support becomes a lot more tailored and personalised than what I'm giving right now. I'm here to untangle the mental overload, break it down for you, help you understand it, and then giving you practical ways to manage it and change it. So, I mean, I'm doing the same at this point, I think. I mean, I'm available on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I've done it all. So I think I've probably just made myself an emotional gremlin slave to everybody. Who knows? But no, really, if anybody like this, because I bet there is loads struggling with it, they needed that bit of extra support, even just a one-off session, 45 quid, go through it, offload, break things down, build some coping strategies together, then get through to me through any of them channels. But like I say, for yourself right now, like I said, I don't know the ins and outs of what your job is and things, but get them boundaries in place. Go home, enjoy your hobby, your family, enjoy a nap. It's your time. And you obviously do well. You're still in the job. It sounds like you've been doing it a while. So get things prioritised, putting you first. Delegate off some jobs. That is my advice to you. And hopefully you'll feel a little bit easier to maybe go a bit further with sorting things out and a few more strategies in place for yourself. If you need to figure them out with someone, get back to me and we'll book a session in.